Hey, so guys, today I've got Cole coming in. He's gonna be buying his first out-of-state property. This is the man right now. How we doing, brother?
How you doing, my man?
Dude, excited to have you.
Love to be here.
All right, so what we're going to be doing today, Cole, is I'm gonna actually take you in the back room, and we're gonna I found a property that I think is perfect for you to get started with.
Let's go.
And then I wanna sit down and really go over the details of how we're gonna make this happen, okay?
Okay, let's do it.
'Cause we're gonna be legends. What we're doing here ain't just scary. It's about to be legendary.
So how you been, by the way?
Great.
Life
Doing
treating you
good.
well?
Always.
You ready for the holidays?
Oh yeah, I love Christmas.
How much money do you have set aside for the deal that we're doing?
So I've got about 30 grand set aside, ready for the deal.
Okay.
Yep.
Derek, how we doing, man?
Well, Chris, good to see you.
Is this the property that we talked about?
That's it right there.
Okay, awesome. So guys, what we're doing here, Cole, I want you to see this.
Okay.
So we're gonna be running through this property. Where's this one located? Do you have it pulled up here? So this is gonna be in one of our cash flow markets.
Okay.
Florida for growth is gonna be in like the $50,000 range, 55,000. Cash flow markets give you a higher cash on cash. They give you lower appreciation. It averages out to a killer ROI. This one is located in Memphis, 5057 Darlington Drive.
Awesome.
And I pulled this one up because our total cash on cash and appreciation is 29%. So we're definitely crushing it on the numbers.
I would say so.
But I am a little concerned because I know you started with 35,000 and then you had some Christmas spending.
Yep.
This guy's going to need about 27 grand. So let's go actually sit down and brainstorm. He's got about 30,000 for his TOP right now.
All right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to sit down. I'm going to walk through the numbers and we're going to see if we can snag this guy.
Okay. Awesome.
We're going to barge into team transformation and borrow the conference room. Here's what's sweet about this deal. These homes rent out really fast. In like 4 weeks,
Okay.
we get a super high cash on cash ROI. What's up, guys? How we doing? Do you guys mind if we interrupt the party? You're welcome to stay, and I'm just going to be showing Cole here his first deal that he might be buying here in Memphis, Tennessee. Give it up. If you want to be famous around here, just buy real estate, right? Here's what I want to talk about on this deal. This particular house right now, this has a $91,000 purchase price.
Okay.
Okay, so our average is $142,000. To come in below $100,000, we're gonna have a lower total out-of-pocket, TOP. So TOP here on this particular property is $27,200.
Okay.
You'll notice that it's more than just the 20% down because we have some rehab that we're setting money aside. We got some closing costs. We're gonna wrap in as much as we can if we actually make a move on this to get it under contract.
Right.
Here's what you need to understand. We don't have this house, but we could have it in the next 24 hours.
Awesome.
It just hit the market, our team's aware of it, and if we don't get it, someone else is gonna get it.
Right.
We win because we're wicked fast.
Exactly.
Right? You look like you work out.
I do.
You win by like literally pushing it to the max on the weights.
Absolutely.
We're on steroids in our real estate department, so. On this particular one, here's what you need to know. Cash on cash means for the money that I am putting in, how much of that am I getting back every year?
Okay.
This one is 12.29%.
Oh wow.
We're normally in like the 9% range in this particular market. So this home has more cash flow than normal.
Right.
The other thing I want you to be aware of is that if you're just making your payment, there's also a principal reduction. Part of your payment every month, guys, goes to the bank. A part of that goes to interest, the most of it, right? You do a 30-year mortgage, and 95% of it goes to interest. But there's a part of it that is actually going to principal. You're not going to get that money today, but you get it when you sell. Okay. So in this case, your ROI bumps up to 16.45%. Basically, 4.15% of your payment is going towards interest, but you are going to recapture that. So that's what bumps us to 16.
Awesome.
But if we also bring in the appreciation into this particular market, our ROI is going to bump up to the full 29.32%.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's high.
Yeah.
But listen, I tell people if you can get an ROI over 20%, how should you feel? You should be freaking excited, right?
Yeah.
So for me, 25% is like my standard. I want to see 25. If I don't see 25, I'm not excited. 29 like gets me freaking jacked. Gets me really, really excited and pumped. This deal is good through the roof. Here's my only concern on this particular one. One is, can we get it?
Right.
I mean, all we can do is make an offer on it. You had about 35,000 set aside,
right.
And then for some reasons you shared with me, you're at about 30 grand.
Yep.
So 27 is going to get going here. And I generally like to have $10,000 set aside in a reserve.
Okay.
So I wanted to give you a couple of options today. By the way, when you buy out-of-state real estate, what's the number one problem with buying out-of-state real estate? Okay, I just had one of my partners do the biggest no-no. I found out about it too late. One of my partners was so nervous that he went and hired his own property manager. And it's 3 months later, and guess what? His home's not rented, and now they're trying to rent it out for like $300 less than we said it could be. And we finally put our foot down and said, I'm ditching you. You're not gonna be my partner anymore. You freaking broke the rules. You're breaking everything. Like, you're out and I'm done with you. I'm done. We're divorcing. Or we come back in. They came back in, we found a tenant like within a couple of days paying at the rate that we quoted. So you don't mess with the system. The most dangerous thing of out-of-state real estate is the property management. And you only win with property management if you're doing bulk deals. Right. Because if you go and like, someone's gonna watch this video and be like, I'm gonna find a freaking awesome deal in Memphis. And I'm like, if you don't know your property manager and you're out of state, you are worth, on this contract, by the time it's rented out, you're worth about $100 a month to them.
They don't care.
How much loyalty can you demand for $100?
Zero.
Guys, you're a number. They don't care who you are. This is one of 500 homes this property manager. So do you know what I get? I get loyalty. Guess what happens if I don't get loyalty? Then Big Brother will like step on their spine and break it, and like the Predator movie, freaking rip it from their body. Another, well, that was violent. What I mean is, we'll take all of our business elsewhere, and that's kind of crushing for them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so property management is somewhere where you need leverage, and leverage comes in volume.
Right.
So here's what's going on. There's going to be about $2,800 left over, and I'll see what we can wrap in that can help.
Okay.
But we're probably still going to be $5,000 short for what I like to have in reserves.
Right.
So I have a couple of ideas for you. You partnered with your brother and sister.
Right.
And you partnered with your dad.
Right.
And you guys, how many homes are you up to right now?
4.
Okay, so you're up to 4 homes. By the way, how much money did you put into those homes? Guys, that's a clapper right there. That's awesome. If we step in and actually ask them to bear it on their credit, their accounts have higher sleep well at night accounts.
Okay.
So what could be better is to actually buy the house with them, actually bring them on as a credit partner in the family,
Okay.
and then that way it solves your credit situation, and it stands to have enough money in the sleep well at night account for their other homes that we can still move on a property like this.
That's awesome.
What do you think about actually ponying up some money and actually doing some deals with him?
Honestly, I feel great about it.
Do you feel good about it?
Awesome. Yeah.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
Because if we do, I'm comfortable making a move on this one and actually getting the deal going right away.
Let's get it done.
Does it sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, what I recommend is that you get them on the phone,
Okay.
jam with them, and just say, hey, if I park my 30 grand with you and we buy our next deal using your credit, you need to ask, what are you willing to give them for doing that arrangement? And that'll make the next deal go down.
Awesome.
So can you do that? That's your next step?
Yes, sir.
And we'd want it to happen when?
Now.
Because we want to get this property,
Now.
we want to get an offer going today, okay?
Yep. Okay.
Guys, that's how you get out of state real estate freaking cranking. You've got to move fast. You've got to move at the speed of light. I have a whole team of people that do nothing but research thousands of properties every single week to find this. Yep. And the reason why I beat out all my competition is because I'm not looking at 5 homes or 10 homes the way mom and pop investors don't even do that. They look at like 2 or 3 homes. We look at 2,000 or 3,000 homes to basically say, hey, what is the best of the best of the best? And that's how you get to this number right here.
Awesome.
But here's what's happening for Cole that I'm loving right now. In real estate, guys, you have to be able to get creative. Most people don't do real estate because they say, well, can't use my credit right now, or I don't have the money. Like, how I built all of my wealth is about recognizing that you're not supposed to own assets. You're supposed to what? You're supposed to control assets. So that's really what this game is about. If you can control the assets that are out there, there's enough to go around. Share with your family. Yeah. Dude, they've shared with you, share back with them. They're more stoked about everything happening and going down, and everyone's doing more real estate. Your opportunity cost of not getting these ROs right now is stupid. By the way, if you're watching this and you're not a subscriber, guys, should they fix that?
Yes.
So guys, get your subscribership on. Make sure you ring the little bell. That way I can remind you about the videos that I pump out freaking every single day dedicated towards you. Other thing is, if you click the link below, you have a chance to learn about partnering with me, getting access to deals like this, and having it done turnkey. What we're doing is Cole's making strategic decisions. He's not working. He's not going to Home Depot and he's not getting on planes. His job is to help run the team by simply making key decisions, and then we do everything else. So awesome. if you like that, by the way, has it been good?
Awesome.
So I want you to click the link below. Dude, how old are you?
22.
How old are you?
23 years old.
How old are you? 24. I hang out with everyone my age when I got started in the game, and we're certainly having fun. I mean, that's for sure. But like literally every one of you has to have your own game plan like Cole on crushing it, making more money beyond your needs so that you can be throwing it down in real estate. Because at my age, when I got started and started putting the homes in, I've now been able to set those properties loose, growing and expanding and growing and expanding, and it's what's created all this wealth for me. So the one thing that you have right now is your youth. Most people will not allow time to impact money until they're in their 40s or 50s or 60s. But you know what? People that get started in their 20s have an advantage over the 40-year-olds. It's because you started 2 decades early. And 2 decades of time on a small amount of money can do insane things for you. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Because by the way, 29% compounding in 3 years can double, right? So by the way, if you're in your 20s, early 20s and money's doubling, is this good?
Yes.
What it means is that by the time you get to your 30s, you just have more options. That's all money is, it's more options. People with less money have fewer options. And if your options are too few, your life sucks. And if you have more options and you have more opportunities, you can set yourself up for just greater life. So, Cole, you know your next steps, right?
Yes, sir.
Get cranking on it.
Let's
You
go.
know your next steps. You guys know your next steps. Sure. Click the link below, learn about partnering up, and we'll get your hands on sick deals like this. Take care. See you tomorrow.